Hello friends, my name is Nick and this is Chip Chat. Today we are going to talk about Joe Chips, sweet potato Joe Chips, retro potato chips, apparently. I usually, well, let's open these up. I have a small single person size bag today, which is good because I end up with a lot of chips. So let's take a look here. Wow, these are there's the first chip. They are very curled up on themselves or one another. I like it. So I was gonna say, or I will say, that for a while I was like putting too much thought, I think, into getting the proper title of the chips. Not even necessarily when I say the name of the chip, but like just how I title the videos or whatever. But I'm gonna just not worry about that so much because often these bags are confusing in how what the name of the chip is, you know? Like, I mean, these, like sweet potato Joe Chips, but then on the back, it says Off-Road Joe's Sweet Potato Chips. So I think Off-Road Joe, and here on the truck, it says Off-Road, so I think maybe Off-Road Joe is kind of the brand name, and then Joe Chips is the name of the style of chips. I don't know. Whatever. We're calling them Sweet Potato Joe Chips. This brand also makes iced tea, which is kind of curious. I've never seen, can't really think of any other example of a company that makes chips and tea, and they're like both, like the tea is just very similarly designed. It just says Joe Tea or whatever. I am a large fan of this bag. You got a truck. It says off-road, as I mentioned, just so you know, it's an off-road truck, in case that wasn't obvious. I think if I saw a truck like this that just said off-road real big on the door, I would be excited. I would think that was cool. I don't know. I would take a picture. So that's good. That's a good look. And just in general, it's very monochromatic style of the chip, or of the bag. Obviously, this nice orangey kind of, it's kind of like almost like a peachy orange. It's very good, obviously, in keeping with the sweet potato. Sweet potatoes are pretty great. And we haven't done any sweet potato chips yet. So I thought we should do that. Sweet potatoes, I would say, are great no matter what you do with them, really. Look at that one. That one's all funky. But yeah, also, you know, it's winter time. I feel like sweet potato is a good winter or fall, winter vegetable, root vegetables in general. But, you know, around the holidays, maybe you have sweet potato casserole, stuff like that. That's good. I like baked sweet potatoes, are really great. I would like to hear what are your favorite forms of sweet potatoes are sweet potato chips, sweet potato fries, baked, sweet potato, as I said, casserole. I don't know. There are other things. Let me know. Especially if your name is Joe. So these chips, these are quite good. Right off the bat, when I opened the bag, definitely got a very strong whiff of sweet potato scent. And that's good. These seem very natural, rustic. I don't know. It says retro on the back. It talks about how they are kettle cooked in small batches and stuff. And they definitely are. This is a good, pretty thick, definitely very crunchy chip. As you can see, I don't know exactly what causes these to be more curly and so forth than other types of chips we have encountered, but they are. I also like, that's just Joe chips, not Joe's chips. You know, we've done a lot of chip chats with chip brands that are like someone's name. I think we've had Luke's. There was one other. So maybe not a lot. We've had a few, but there are more out there. And so he's like a person's name. But this is the first one I've seen that's just Joe. That's not Joe's chips. I'm into that. Now these are just sweet potato. They are not very salty. There's no other kind of flavor on there, you know. In cooking sweet potatoes, brown sugar is always really good. Stuff like that. None of that here. Just sweet potatoes turned into chips with a little salt. Now I guess that simplicity plays with the style of the bag. Very simple. And I suppose, in some way, the truck is also reinforcing this kind of, I guess, for down to earth or working class mentality, I suppose. I don't know. So I get, yeah, so that makes sense for it to be a pretty straightforward chip. Now I wonder, you know, this is something I would like to know more about. So there's like a phrase or something of like an average Joe, right? I wonder why that's Joe. Other than that's just a common name in America, at least, I guess. But I wonder where that came from. So if anyone knows the etymology of average Joe, that phrase, let me know. It's something I'd like to learn. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I haven't said much about these chips yet, but they're very, as I said, oh, I got a big bunch of cat hair. Not from within the bag. That was from just my life. But yeah, they're sweet potato chips. They have a good home cooked sort of aroma. Very crunchy, not very salty, so they're like quite sweet. And honestly, if I ordered food at a restaurant, if I was at a bar or some burger place or whatever and got sweet potato chips and these were on my plate, I would expect, like, I'd be like, oh yeah, they made these fresh in the kitchen. They fried these up in the fryer. So that's a good thing to have that quality from a chip. Yeah. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to the new and improved chip chart. Let's take a look. Let's go on over to the chip chart. So, now this is not the final version of the chip chart. It's a work in progress, as is all of Chip Chat, as is all of life, really. But here we are. This is what we have right now. I want to get something more visual at some point soon. But this is what we got right now. At least it's clean, hopefully legible. This is what we have. We've got our chart from the best to worst, from the Kettle Brand Chili Verde to the Trader Joe's turkey and stuffing. Where do these sweet potato Joe chips stack up? I am going to say that I kind of, they're still pretty much right in the middle, as much in the middle as they can be, at least right now, the Lay's Classics. So that remains a good barometer for us here. And I feel like these are better. I would rather have these than the Lay's Classics. Would I rather have them than Luke's Organic or the Red Rock Deli? I know that the Chili Verde remains number one. I know that. I feel like the problem with these chips is there is not a lot of depth to them. There's not a lot of... every bite is the exact same with these chips. Because they are just sweet potato and oil and a little bit of salt. They're very good at doing that, but they are very much a one-note chip. And even with this small bag, I'm not super inspired to finish this whole bag. So I say that definitely puts them below the Luke's Barbecue, because those had some interesting flavors going on. And I think I'll say I'm gonna put them at the new number 4, right between our Red Rock Deli pink salt chips and above the Lay's Classics. I feel like that is a good fit for them, because these are solid. These are very solid sweet potato chips, but they don't inspire excitement in my life. And that's fine. Not every chip is going to do that. Not every person is going to do that. Sometimes you just have to accept the place that things have. And I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you, my dear viewers. And I hope that makes sense to Joe, to Off-Road Joe. Yeah. So there we have it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried any of these chips. Let me know if your name is Joe. Let me know how you like your sweet potatoes. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel on youtube.com. And look me up on Instagram. I'm on there too, if you're not following already. ChipChat2000. And that will be all for us today. It's been a nice chat, I think. Yeah. I will see you next time. And keep on trucking.